Pondering God, chapter 53, A Calf of Gold. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, "Go down at once, for your people, whom you brought up from the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. They have quickly turned aside from the way which I commanded them. They have made for themselves a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed to it, and said, 'This is your God, O Israel, who brought you up from the land of Egypt.'" Exodus chapter 32, verses 7 and 8. Like many followers of Christ, I am concerned with the direction I see our country heading, away from God. The secular left is attempting to, and is being successful at, removing God and his influence from society altogether, through the courts, legislation, and popular culture. It is declared to be the will of the people, but I hold out hope it is the minority trying to impose its will on the majority. I recognize that our country has never been a theocracy, but its constitution and founding were centered on biblical principles. It is the main difference between America and the rest of the world. I believe because of these principles, God blessed America and made it the greatest nation on earth, measured in wealth and military might. Slowly but surely, Americans have been rejecting God, arrogantly thinking that all this prosperity happened because of their own intelligence and hard work. Hubris, to be sure. In addition, and to an even greater degree, we've rejected his morality, changing our laws to fit our appetites and desires. Who could prevent us from doing what we please? I am reminded of the Israelites' attitude toward God in the account from Exodus. God had heard the cries for help and groaning coming from his people, due to their bondage and heavy labor while enslaved in Egypt. After rescuing them from the hand of Pharaoh via many miracles, God, through Moses, led the people out of Egypt, taking the Egyptians' silver and gold with them. It wasn't long, however, before they started complaining and asked to go back to Egypt. Back to slavery? As Moses came down from the mountain with the 2 tablets of the law, he found the people involved in a great celebration, dancing and reveling around a new God. They had eaten and drank so much that they were out of control, like wild people, and while rejecting the one true God, had made a new one, a calf of gold. In doing this, they had made fools of themselves in the face of their enemies. We too are out of control, unable to control our sexual desires, our lust for more and more things, our desire to satisfy me, me, me. Our new God is also a God of gold, our possessions and wealth to be sure, but we are now becoming enslaved to our appetites for pleasure and the unending desire to satisfy self. We too dance and celebrate the pride we have in ourselves, not a pride in something good, but a pride in our ability to freely thumb our noses at God and his morals. I am amazed and disheartened at election time when I hear like-minded people tell me that they don't want to consider or discuss the social issues. Moral issues is a better descriptor here. They tell me that the economy is the only thing that matters. Aha! It's the economy, stupid. That tells me all I need to know and speaks to the ignorance of the electorate. For it is in the moral issues that our country is crumbling, and this has a direct effect on our economy. We say that the moral issues don't matter, but become outraged when the immoral politicians make selfish decisions that negatively impact all of us and increase their wealth and power. Why are we surprised when we say that having men or women of character lead us doesn't matter, that what they do in their private lives is none of our business? How do we expect immoral people to make moral decisions? How can we think that morality applies to everything but the economy and government? We tolerate liars and cheats because they promise us a God of gold, one that will allow us to do as we please. Have we gotten what we deserve? The cries God heard coming from his people in Egypt will someday be heard rising to heaven from a people who have found their God of gold to be impotent and unable to help them in their self-imposed captivity. I think the groaning has begun. I feel that we too have become a laughingstock in the face of our enemies. God help us.